We all know and have realised that we are on the road to WrestleMania 42 and we are nearer to WrestleMania than we actually realise. But today I'm going to be talking about why WrestleMania 42 and the build-up so far has been an absolute mess and why fans started to become worried and concerned for WrestleMania 42 this year after the failure of WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas last year and then running it back again for a second year in the same arena and the same location in Las Vegas for a second year in a row. So if you're going to enjoy this video, it's going to be nice to record. Always remember to smash that subscribe button to the channel, and let's get into this one. So back in November of 2025, the tickets came out for WrestleMania 42, and since then there has been barely any good tickets sold, and the venue for how big it is, there's not going to be a big attendance how it's looking right now. With ticket prices being so extortionate, it is nuts. And only one match confirmed for WrestleMania as we nearly enter March. Of course, in like 2 weeks' time, we are already in March, only a month away from WrestleMania. We are only 2 months away from WrestleMania now. And of course, I understand you could say, oh, you know, we've only just come back off the Royal Rumble. Yeah, the Royal Rumble was nearly 3 weeks ago. So you're thinking, like, where are we at? Where are we at? Of course, that match confirmed is most likely the Night 2 main event at WrestleMania, being the World Heavyweight Championship match, including the best in the world and the current World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, versus the OTC one and the 2026 Royal Rumble winner, Roman Reigns. But WWE have also messed up WrestleMania a bit, as they're having a World Heavyweight Championship match at Elimination Chamber, CM Punk defending his title against the Prince, Finn Balor. But we have also ruined that match. WrestleMania just being there has ruined that match because they are still confirming CM Punk Roman Reigns is going to happen. So we are basically being told, oh yeah, we're giving you the big spoiler that CM Punk is retaining and Finn Balor's getting screwed again. So this match doesn't really make any sense for a start. But CM Punk Roman Reigns, of course, is going to be an absolute star match. The only problem is, WWE thought, oh, we'll do this match, it will bring in ticket sales. This match has not really changed a lot so far. The WWE Championship side of things, has been bland, very predictable, very boring. And the women's side, of course, Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble, and she's still not chosen who she's going to face out of either Stephanie Vaquer or Jade Cargill on SmackDown. And there's still big hints for both, of course, who she's going to face. I think it is still going to be Stephanie Vaquer, of course, as it just makes more sense. But we're still not having her choose like her champion yet. And it's making the Elimination Chamber a little bit confusing, of course, for the women's side more than anything. As Liv Morgan's not chosen yet, and she must choose who she's going to face before the Elimination Chamber. And we are only just over 2 weeks away from the Elimination Chamber happening now, of course. So Liv Morgan's got to choose wisely, and the way things are going, I don't see her choosing the next 2 weeks because there's still so many opportunities for that. But let's move on. So, of course, WrestleMania. We saw the failure at WrestleMania 41 last year, being the Never Seen 17 John Cena's final WrestleMania, and him having one of the worst matches on the entire card. Of course, he faced Cody Rhodes in the main event, becoming a 17-time champion, breaking the record, but it didn't feel like he actually broke the record because it felt so underwhelming. The whole WrestleMania was very weird, with Jey Uso tapping out guns to start the show, and then Night 2 being an absolute catastrophe in low-quality matches. But Night 1, in my opinion, was just, yeah, it was diabolical. Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair was a mess. It ended off like something that we didn't even build up to, if you get what I mean. We didn't even build up to the finish. The Night 1 main event was like peak. It was cinema. Like, you're not going to touch that. It was the best like match of the whole card, and like whole card of WrestleMania for both nights, I'm being. But even started Night 2, the Women's World Championship match was quite good. It was probably the best women's match, but after that, I wouldn't say there was any other matches that were really good. And for a WrestleMania, the show you get once a year and it's supposed to be the star-studded show, it didn't even feel like that, to be honest. It felt like the 4th, 5th best show of the year, when WrestleMania should easily be the first and the best show of the year. So WWE, what do you think they decided to do, you know? The crowd was terrible in Las Vegas last year. The venue was all okay, but they held a SummerSlam there a couple of years before, and the attendance was not that big. So what did WWE do? They go to a new location, new venue for different fans? No. WWE decided to go back to the exact same venue, the exact same location. Because WrestleMania 42 was originally announced to be in New Orleans. Of course, we last saw this at WrestleMania 34 in 2018. And they've not been back there since. Of course, with the final boss, The Rock, announcing on the road to WrestleMania 41 that WrestleMania 42 will take place in New Orleans. As the SmackDown was, of course, happening in New Orleans. They confirmed it. So the fans went nuts. And then a couple of weeks later, it came out that Las Vegas offered more money than New Orleans to get that. I think they offered over $10 million to have WrestleMania in Las Vegas again. And WWE kind of showed how big sellouts they are now. And since TKO has come in, they're just such sellouts now. So WWE chose the money option and are going back to Vegas. I don't agree with this, to be honest. I understand last year was the first ever Las Vegas WrestleMania. We've never seen it before. But to do it back to back, you're just dragging it a bit, to be honest. And this year, I thought, okay, they're going to give us something big. If they're going to go back to the same location, it's going to be like a bit of an apology, you know? It's going to be a bit of an apology. They're going to repay us, you know? They're going to give us back what we didn't get last year. It's not looking like that so far. If I'm looking at predicting matches, there's rumours like LA Knight's going to face Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker's going to miss WrestleMania, possibly Seth freaking Rollins, Cody Rhodes is not being backed, Randy Orton. It doesn't really make sense right now. And that's one of the main things, you know? Everything is up in the air and it looks like it's going to be an absolute mess, you know? But there's one more thing I do want to talk about. That's the former WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, of course, like I just said, we're going to talk about him. He lost WWE Championship in January, like I've said in about 20 different videos now. But let's just talk about more the WWE Championship scene. Of course, it's been very bland. Of course, with Drew McIntyre winning the title, we thought, it's going to be good. The Royal Rumble match for the championship was a stinker between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, making Sami Zayn look like a flop. Drew's going to defend it probably against Jacob Fatu at Elimination Chamber, where someone's going to get screwed over in that match. But it's just a bit disappointing because I look at it and I'm thinking, we could have got an absolute beautiful match between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, which would have been great, you know. It would have been great. But sadly, WWE are going to go down the path of Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre again. Let me quickly tell you why this is a bad decision. Okay. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre. They've had recent history, of course, up to many WrestleManias, 39, 40. But then after Cody Rhodes reclaimed the WWE Championship on John Cena at SummerSlam, they faced at WrestlePalooza. Okay. It was an absolute stinker. We thought we'd go again if you want. Sunday's main event, bury Drew again. And we're just carrying on the hints at the feud, of course, going into War Games, going against each other in the War Games match, carry on the feud, and the Berlin match. Drew McIntyre won, which we thought, okay, that's the end of it for now. Kill it off. Cody Rhodes to go and be heel or just be away from the title for a bit. Maybe have a WrestleMania away from the WWE Championship. No. Cody Rhodes has to be the babyface, and it's something the fans are starting to not enjoy. If you want to go and watch my most recent video now about why Cody Rhodes should turn heel, go and watch it now, because there'll be hints of that video that I drop in this video as well. Because fans want Cody Rhodes to turn heel, and it's got to happen. But WWE go down the path of running back that match again. So it's quite worrying that this match could be just Cody Drew, just flat again, because Cody's going to be in an Elimination Chamber match, and he is quite like the favourite to win it. But let's move on to Randy Orton. Randy Orton's got no WrestleMania plans right now. We thought maybe a program of Gunther could happen, where he could beat Gunther. That's out the window. They're on different shows, and they never went across with it, you know. Then we thought Randy could get involved in WWE Championship scene. No. He's in the chamber. It depends if one of Randy or Cody turns heel. If Randy or Cody cost one another the WWE Championship spot at WrestleMania, well, that's where it gets interesting. But do I see WWE doing that? No. I see Randy getting thrown into a random match that's got a 2-week build and has no reason happening, which will just bury Randy Orton once again, like he faced Joe Hendry last year in the Open Challenge due to Kevin Owens getting injured, where nothing was happening. It was a 2-minute match, just a little bit of a filler, and Randy Orton got buried once again. And it's sad because he's, of course, a 14-time WWE champion, you know. I want to see him do big, because Randy Orton's one of the greatest of all time, and we are burying him, and we're ruining his legacy, now, you know? So Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes must happen. That's for a future video, of course. But WrestleMania 42 is up in jeopardy. What is going to happen, you know? Is it going to be a mess? Can WWE save it in the space of 2 months? Because it's worrying that only one match is confirmed and nothing else has got any rivalries leading up, like the Intercontinental Championship, the US Championship, the Tag Team titles. There is still so much stuff to do in the shows coming up, where the weekly shows are going to be packed with random rivalries. They get thrown into just mess, go to WrestleMania, and it just turns out to be an absolute mess, like I just said. So what do you lot think? Is WrestleMania 42 going to be another stinker for a second year in a row? Because WWE cannot afford to do that, like I made a video a couple of months ago. So why are they letting it happen again? Who knows? But that is WWE for you. But thank you for watching this video. It has been nice to record. Drop your comments down below on what you think WrestleMania 42 will look like, because I like to hear them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you a lot soon. Goodbye, guys.